Okay, so I'm in the calf shed at the moment, and I just thought I'd have a little chat about the impact that TB's having on us. You probably saw my video earlier, we were shut down with TB in February, and we lost one cow through having TB lesions in it. But the impact on that is we lost the cow, but also we're shut down, we can't sell any calves, and we haven't been shut down that long. I think we're coming up for nearly 2 months now, but the impact is the fact that any of the calves that we normally sell are now being kept on the farm, and it is a problem for us now. It's not so bad now, but as time goes on it's going to get worse, because firstly we're not really geared up for keeping all the male calves. We normally sell those about 2 or 3 weeks old, and secondly, so we're losing that cash flow off these calf sales, but secondly we're having to buy in a lot more feed and straw for them. And also, we're going to run out of space. I mean, we're going to be okay if we go clear on the 2 tests. But if we shut down any longer than that, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about space, and we might have to try and work something out. But here's a couple of the calves in the pens. There's we normally keep these in here until they're sort of really on the solid stuff. They have a bit of milk. They're not in here that long. I like to move them on up out into a bigger shed. So there's a Belgian blue. I only put that in there yesterday. That we wouldn't normally keep that. Another Angus that we put in here, and showing the impact. We've had to buy all this feed in. Normally we buy the odd bag of feed at a time. The calf pellet 17% protein, and this time, because we know we're going to be shut down for quite a long time, I bought in a ton of calf feed, and that was 250 quid. So it's quite a lot to shell out in one hit, whereas normally we buy in bags, because we only keep a few heifer calves each month. Normally we buy I buy 4 or 5. Although I have to say it is actually cheaper to buy it. Oh, I left my knife there, forgot about that, just where I found that. It is actually cheaper to buy it by the ton. I think it's £6 something a bag. Anyway, you can work it out, 40 bags, 250 quid a ton, so if someone wants to do the maths on that. Anyway, we're just going to have a look at a few of the calves a bit further up. Okay, so here's a slightly older bunch of Anguses, a bit older than the ones in the pens. Now, these are a nice bunch of calves. There's some nice Anguses here, and as I sort of explained before, we would normally have sold all these, and it's quite a loss of cash flow really. This is a big chunk of money here. I mean, I can't really estimate accurately for sure what they're worth, but I mean, you're talking at least £600 to £700 here that is tied up in these 4 calves, and we'd normally sell these at 3 weeks old. They're older than that now, and we're having ad lib cake here. You can see here I'm just keeping the pellets in front of them, and my biggest worry is whether they'll actually keep their condition looking as good as this until we actually sell them, if we go clear, because we've got at least another month and a half, no, 3 months before we could probably go clear, which is like a long time. They won't look as good as this. That's a cracking calf there, bull calf, that one. So yeah, so that's the Anguses. We're going to have a look at some other ones that I've moved up further up into a bigger shed anyway, but these are Anguses that I really wouldn't normally keep on the farm. Well, just shut the door behind me. I don't want these getting out. Yeah, so coming on up to the bigger calf shed. This is a much nicer shed, a bit more modern, more space. I need to bed these down a bit more in a minute. But you can see some of the other calves we've kept here. This is a nice one. I think that's a heifer though. There's another Angus down there. Another Belgian blue in here, which we would normally have sold by now. Again on ad lib cake with a bit of barley straw. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have to change my feeding regime really. There's probably a bull calf in here, Frisian bull calf as well. Yeah, it's a heifer, yeah, it's a heifer. But I'm sure there's probably a Frisian bull calf on these. Good cracking calf, mine. They've had plenty of milk. I've learned from my mistakes really. You've got to keep them. You've got to keep feeding them really. It's no good thinking that's enough. You've got to give them enough cake so that it's in front of them all the time, just to keep them up looking good. But hello. So yeah, this is sort of some of the calves we wouldn't have kept. Not all of them. Some that kept the heifers, but as you can see there. So there you go. That's just showing you a little bit of the impact that TB's having on us already. We've got a few extra calves on the farm, and like I said, not too much of a problem now, but if we keep going on and close down for the next few tests, if we fail those, then we're going to get a bit bunged up with calves. So it's surprising. I don't think anyone kind of realises always the impact that TB has on the farm, in the fact that you kind of think, everyone thinks, oh, you just lose the cow, but there's a knock on from that. It's the shutdown that's going to cause us the issues, I think. Well, it is definitely the shutdown's the issue, because we can't sell the calves, and when we go clear, I'm saying when we will, not if, when we will go clear, because fingers crossed we will, we've got to try and sell some of these, and they don't always sell that great at kind of 6 months old. They're better at 3 months, or 3 weeks, or you know, when they're a year old or something. So, but we might not have any choice. We might have to shift them out anyway, because we're just not going to have the room to keep them. Anyway, I'm going to just put a bit of straw out in here now, and we'll leave you with the calves. All right, boys and girls?